नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने।
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देव गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी।
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 गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी।
गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी।
गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी।
जय गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजन।
यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना।
यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना।
व्रज जनरंजना।
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी। यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी यमुना हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
विहारन् बालको अरबकहि रचनाघं प्रापितं तातं श्रुत्वा तत्रेदम् अब्रवीत् तस्य पुत्राति तेजस्वी विहारन् बालको अर्भक है Rajnagam prapitam tatam Shrutva tatredam abraved. Tasya, his, the sages. Putraha, son. Ati, extremely. Tejasavi, powerful. Viharan, while playing. Balakaha, with boys. Arbakahi, who were all childish. Rajna, by the king. Agham, distress. Prapitam, made to have. Tatam, the father. Shrutva, by hearing. Tatra, then and there. Idam, this. Abravet, spoke. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The sage had a son who was very powerful, being a Brahmana's son. While he was playing with the inexperienced boys, he heard of his father's distress, which was occasioned by the king. Then and there the boy spoke as follows. Translation with repetition. The sage had a son who was very powerful, being a Brahmana's son. While he was playing with inexperienced boys, he heard of his father's distress, which was occasioned by the king. Then and there, the boy spoke as follows. Purport. Due to Maharaj Parikshit's good government, even a boy of tender age who was playing with his other inexperienced boys could become as powerful as qualified Brahmana. The boy was known as Shringi, and he achieved good training in Brahmacharya by his father, so that he could be as powerful as a Brahmana, even at that age. But because the age of Kali was seeking an opportunity to spoil the cultural heritage of the four orders of life, the inexperienced boys gave a chance for the age of Kali to enter into the field of Vedic culture. Hatred of the lower orders of life began from the Brahmana boy under the influence of Kali, and thus cultural life began to dwindle day after day. The first victim of Brahmanical injustice was Maharaj Parikshit, and thus the protection given by king against the onslaught of Kali was slackened. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militan Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just to give you a context of what's being mentioned in this verse, in the previous verse, Parikshit Maharaj, while he was in the forest, he saw the sage, he reached his hermitage, and since the sage was busy in his meditation, he didn't open his eyes, he didn't properly receive the king as per the etiquette. So he was very angry. Many leelas which are mentioned in the Bhagavatam, if we understand in the context of the divine plan of the Lord, we'll be able to understand them correctly. One may question, if Parikshit was such a great devotee of the Lord, why did he become angry? Why did he feel insulted just because he was not received respectfully? In fact, a devotee of the Lord is very tolerant. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi suni chena. He is more tolerant than a tree. He is humbler than a blade of grass. So overall, it's a divine plan of the Lord. As we all know, there are 4 cycles, 4 yugas, Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. And Kali Yuga had to begin. So Shringi, who is the Brahmana's son, so what did Parikshit do? When he felt insulted, he took a dead snake which was lying nearby and put it around the neck of the Brahmana. So Shringi, who is the son of this Brahmana, he saw his father being insulted. He felt very offended and he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. And in this verse, Prabhupada is mentioning that the influence of Kali, when there is a strong king like Parikshit Maharaj, good governance means to protect the citizens, Kshatriyas, and also protect the kingdom from the influence of the sinful habits, sinful tendencies like meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, which is very rampant in present times because we are in mid of Kali Yuga. And thus cultural life began to dwindle day after day. So since Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, and then he was cursed to die in next 7 days, so the world lost a great king like Parikshit Maharaj, and once the king is not very strong, then things start deteriorating. The first victim of Brahmanical injustice. Now, Shringi was a Brahmana boy. Injustice, Brahmanical injustice against the lower orders, like Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. So it says the injustice of the Brahmanical injustice began with Parikshit Maharaj. To curse Parikshit Maharaj to die in 7 days was not appropriate, even if we were to evaluate what Parikshit Maharaj did. But Parikshit Maharaj, instead of counteracting or counter-cursing Shringi, he accepted it. he went to the bank of Ganges, heard the Srimad Bhagavatam, and died remembering the Lord. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are in Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga is, of all the 4 ages, is the most degraded. And we can see the symptoms. In fact, the symptoms are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and which are very much visible to us in present times. There's a lot of fights happening, lots of wars happening, a lot of confusion, a lot of quarrels happening. Meat eating is rampant, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, extramarital affairs, live-in relationships. What was not so common, what was unheard of maybe 20 years back, has become very common. So as devotees of the Lord, yes, we have a duty to see how we can reach this message, distribute the holy name to people. It's our duty, it's Prabhupada's mission. We are part of that mission. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Janma sarthaka kari karopakar. First we have to protect ourselves. First we have to realize that yes, Kali Yuga is at its full force and things are degrading. We have to protect ourselves, we have to insulate ourselves. Like in the flight also when you travel, they say when the oxygen thing will, the mask will fall down from the top. Before helping others, kindly put the mask. So we have to help ourselves, we have to protect ourselves, insulate ourselves from the ill effects of Kali Yuga and try our best, whatever we can, to help others. Janma sarthaka kari koropakar. Many years back I came across this story. In fact, it's not a story. I saw a television, this episode. This was more than 20 years back. And those days I think it was black and white television. And I even till date remember this. But those days it was not like you like some episode, you save it, you can download it, it's on YouTube. I vaguely remember. There was a man, he was very, very poverty stricken and practically had no money with him. He had a young daughter and he was barely able to manage the day-to-day needs of the family, including groceries and clothes. So the daughter was getting, the marriageable age, and he was in anxiety how to marry the daughter. And even in Vedic times, there was, marriage, it was done in a way, some dowry was also given, not in the sense what we see in present times, it is demanded. It was out of love. So, this person had a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry how to manage his household expenses, how to marry the daughter. And he was trying various means to earn money, but things were not happening. So one day a friend of his gave him a challenge. He said, you need money? I can give you enough money, so much money, that for the rest of the life you can live happily. You don't have to worry about your finances. Not only that, you can very easily get your daughter married. So he couldn't believe such a thing is possible. He said, but there is a challenge. Now he was so desperate for money, he said, I am ready to accept any challenge. He says the challenge is that you have to live in a room all by yourself, all alone, for 10 years. 3 times the food will be given in that cell, in that room. But you will not be allowed to interact with anyone, including your family, including your near and dear ones. Even in prisons, they have, in a month you can, for some 5 minutes or something, you can meet. There are some protocols. But here the condition was that for 10 years, you cannot talk to anyone, you cannot meet anyone, you cannot hear anything. There were no smartphones, there was no MP3 players, you can hear the songs, FM radio, nothing. And you all know that man is a social animal. We thrive on relationships. We are social beings. Relationships are very important. So this man accepted the challenge. And he thought, instead of struggling the whole life, it's a struggle for 10 years. I'll somehow manage. But he never anticipated what that struggle would be, how intense that struggle would be. So this whole documentary or film, what was made, is basically to showcase his emotions, what this person went through, what struggles, and this whole camera was focusing on his facial expressions, on what he was doing during those 10 days. These days you have some reality shows where somebody is put in some house. I haven't seen anything, just maybe some idea. And then people watch what they are doing. So for 10 years he was in this room, locked. 3 times food was served to him. And then first initial 1 week, 10 days, he started missing something unusual. See, one day we can manage with food. Second day, something, we feel very uncomfortable. So likewise, if we are in a room all by itself, 1 day, 2 day, we can somehow manage. So after 1 week, 10 days, he started feeling very uneasy. And that started showing up on his face, on his expression. He started becoming uncomfortable, little jittery, felt like talking to someone but there's nobody. Even the camera captured whatever he was speaking, whatever he was expressing, whatever words he was speaking also was being captured, was being shown. So even started thinking that, is it really worthwhile taking this challenge and stay for 10 years? Because 7 days itself was so difficult. And he started even thinking, okay, maybe let me walk out. But then, what else will he do? How will he get the money? So he continued. 1 month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed. And then, after 3 months, he became so agitated because of loneliness. No companionship, nobody to talk to. Sometimes he would be shouting, screaming, hitting his head on the walls. He started becoming little bit mad. Anyway, he kept on going. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed. And now he almost became like mad. He had big beard, hairs not combed, maybe not bathing daily, and at times screaming, at times howling. The camera would capture, he would be lying for hours together on the floor, no proper time for sleeping. We all have a schedule. Morning we get up, we have to go for work. Somebody comes, meet, and then night time comes, we sleep. But here you have no one, you practically don't know whether it's day or night. It's a dark dungeon room, all alone. So 3 years passed, 4 years passed, and it was quite evident from his face that he's suffering, he's miserable. He's not able to take it. But somewhere, whatever sanity he had, he was trying to reconcile. Another 5 years, another 4 years. And then a couple of more years passed, 7 years, 8 years. By now he had practically become mad. For you would see the camera would capture, he would start screams, whatever he is speaking is incoherent, whatever is not making any sense. He's shouting, he's screaming, all by it. Just like you go to a Nimhans or some mad people, you can see. They'll be laughing, no reason, talking, no reason. What they're talking is all gibberish. So the camera was capturing everything. You could hear what he was speaking, you could hear what he was shouting, screaming, everything. Now 9 years passed. This man, although whatever little sanity is waiting when that 1 year will pass and he can walk out. Sometimes some very interesting thing which has to happen or some very important festival or something. So we wait, countdown starts. 30 days left, 35, 28 days left. So in his mind probably the countdown had begun. So then, I clearly remember, somehow he got a copy of Bhagavad Gita. Just for your information, in ISKCON also, many devotees go and preach in prisons. And just for your information, not everyone who is behind bars or who is in prison is quite possible they could be innocent people also. Not everyone is hardcore criminal. So devotees go and many times the Gitas also are distributed. So somehow this person got the Gita and so the camera is now, what is he doing with the Gita? He is all alone, all the time in the world, nothing else to do. Started reading Gita. So initially when he was reading Gita, it was quite evident from his face, facial expression, it is not making any sense to him. Probably he is not able to understand what is written. Like it happens when you first try to read Gita, it may look like it's very philosophical and maybe for some it may be difficult to understand. So he started reading and then it was quite evident that it is not interesting, it is not making any sense, so he would, flip few pages and then he would close it and keep it. Again, he would pick up after some time or maybe after a few days. And then the camera captured a very interesting thing. Little by little, he started getting interested in what is written in the Gita. So he started with some bit of sobriety, reading what's there in the Gita. He started becoming little sober. it appeared, this whole episode was, the camera is capturing the action. So whole expression was that what he's reading is now started making sense to him. And then 9 years, 6 months passed. And now daily 3 hours, 4 hours, he's reading Gita. And then 7 months passed. 9 years, 7 months passed. By now, he had calmed down. All that agitation, all that anxiety, all that screaming, shouting, howling, all that had calmed down. And then 6 hours, 7 hours, he's reading Gita. 9 years, 9 months passed. And now he was completely calm. He was very sober, very intensely, very sincerely reading Gita daily. 9 years, 11 months passed, 30 days to go. And you could see from his face there is some bit of divinity reflecting. You know, some sages, very austere, you can see from their face. So, the camera captured that. Very calm, very sober, very serene, very contentment reflecting on his face. 10 days left. 9 years, 11 months, 20 days over. He started experiencing so much of joy, so much of bliss, so much of happiness reading Gita that started feeling that whatever I had to gain in life, whatever I want, I have already achieved. After all, why we need money? Why we need, ultimately the common denominator in everyone's life, whether somebody needs money, somebody needs adventure, somebody is fond of traveling, somebody is fond of renunciation, somebody is fond of different hobbies, ultimately it's for happiness, feeling good. So the camera was capturing, which is in line with the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, who went to the forest, did austerities, and then when the Lord came, gave darshan and said, "What do you want?" He says, "I don't want anything. Now that I have got it, Kachan vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin kritharthosmi varam na yache." Oh Swamin, I was looking for broken pieces of glass. Now that I have got you, which is like valuable jewel, what I was looking for was nothing. I don't want any varam. I don't want any benediction. I just want you. Because now that I have you, I have everything. So maybe the inspiration from this particular pastime, so this person, 9 years, 11 months, 1 day left for him to walk out of that room with that huge sum of money. He felt that money is not required. Now that he has everything, he has understood the purpose of life, he has understood the message of Krishna. And then this person is shown that 1 day before his 10th year getting completed, he walks out of that room. And he says, "I don't want your money." Maybe whatever that episode was made or that film was made, inspiration must have been taken from Dhruva Maharaj's pastime. Wanted to maybe convey in this thing. The point here is, in Kali Yuga, we will be tempted. There are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of allurements. And as time is passing by, it's on the rise. Many of us may not be even aware that we may already be addicted to smartphones. These algorithms have been designed by the best of brains, MIT, Harvard, Stanford, all these elite students. They work in Facebook, Google, all that, and they are actually, in one sense, the common people are guinea pigs, are, so to say, our innocence is being played with. We are victims. No doubt, I am not against social media or smartphones, but many of us may not realize, or already would have realized, that how it is addictive. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we want to watch something or do something, but then hours passed by. Because that's how it is designed. The algorithms are designed. You see something, the next related thing will be served. We are having a symposium going on which says that whole principle is to capture your attention. Whatever content you produce, if you are able to capture the attention, they will promote your content. And they are content creators, brainy fellows in different fields producing content. And it's flooded with content. And algorithms are serving that content and capturing our attention. And that captured attention is being sold to the advertisers. Okay, you have a product. Whom do you want to show? Which demography, which country, which age group, which gender, which city, which town, which locality? I will serve. Give me this much money. They may not say, but this is how the whole industry is. So we as devotees, Janma Sarthakari, we have got Prabhupada's message, we have got Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Beej. We've got the Bija. But we should protect the creeper of bhakti. And as I said, with the influence of Kali Yuga, there are a lot of allurements, lot of temptations, lot of distractions. And if we don't safeguard ourselves, we will fall for it. Krishna also in the Gita says, just by artificially restraining ourselves, restricting ourselves, we cannot protect. We cannot say, I will not see, I will not do this, I will not say this. Sometimes devotees can also fall in a trap of, that what we try to resist, it persists. The more we say no, 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 it again hits us back with more intense force. So that's why Krishna in the Gita says, Raso Varjam Rasopiyasya Param Drishtva Nivartate, by experiencing a higher taste. And how will we experience a higher taste? All the ammunition, all the tools, everything Prabhupada has given. If we don't use that, if we don't experience a higher taste, we will fall for lower taste. I remember when there was some curfew. I was studying, when I was doing my engineering. We were in the third year, 6th semester. And somehow there was curfew and we were stuck in the hostel. It was a long curfew. And even the mess, the canteen where the food was cooked, that was also shut down and people had left. So few of us were there in the hostel. We cannot now take a bus and go back home. We were in the hostel. The mess is closed. And I clearly remember that day, not because we were fasting, sometimes we don't eat not because food is not available, we choose not to eat. But that was a day when morning to evening we had no option to eat. There's nothing around which you can eat. So it was 4 o'clock in the evening. Although there was a curfew, we friends walked out of our room, went to nearby kiosk where they used to make some tea, coffee and all that. And there was one small shop. It was closed. We somehow requested it and got some rice. I can relate with what is hunger. It was 4 in the evening, not eaten since morning, maybe previous night also not eaten. Got some rice. There was nothing, no vegetable, no dal, no masala, this thing and all that. Came back to the room, and in hostel rooms, some of you may be able to relate with what I am saying. Maybe times have changed. So we used to have those electric heaters, raw coils, and then some pan to boil water or to make tea sometime. And in hostel, typically that pan is full black because you don't wash it so often, or maybe you don't know how to wash it. So came back to the room, had never cooked rice. No idea how the rice is cooked, but circumstances were such you have to. Necessity is the mother of invention. So put the rice, put the water, and put it on that heater. And slowly that water started boiling, and no idea how much it has to boil, how long it has to boil. And first time in my life, I saw black rice. We have heard of brown rice, red rice. I saw cooked black rice. And a couple of my friends, we had an option either to throw it. Visual thing was to throw it, but stomach was saying, no, eat it. And we ate it. I guarantee if anybody were to see that rice, you will spit at the thought of eating it. But if you have no option, you will eat it. So same is the case with us. If we have no higher taste, if you're not relishing higher taste, if you're not chanting daily, regularly, Kaler dosh nidhe rajan asti ekod mahad gunat kirtanad eva krishnasya. Krishna also talks about how you can be like a lotus in a dirty pond, untouched by the dirt of the pond. So, Prabhupada has given us everything. The higher taste is there. Nice, wonderful kirtans, deities. We can come, we can spiritually rejuvenate, recharge. The temples are like oases. It's like a desert outside. Desert in the sense, although it may be raining, we may have green parks or something like desert of material existence. We are parched, we are thirsty. Real pleasure is not there, and we are hankering for that. So if we have to, so it is, Prabhupada has given us the morning sadhana. Raso varjam rasopiyasya param drishtva nivartate. So if we have that higher taste, if we are on a daily basis taking that medicine, chanting, reading, hearing, then we will not fall for the lower things. These days, a lot of people are struggling with different kinds of addiction. Alcohol, smoking, drinking, social media, smartphones, wrong sites. And people are also trying different things, how to come out of those addictions. There was one article called 6 Human Needs. They are needs, just like food, clothing, shelter, it's a need. Likewise, there are other needs. Needs for variety, need for stability, need for recreation. And if we don't get in a right way, the right quality of rasa, then we'll fall for lower rasas. And that is what Kali Yuga is. The higher taste is missing in people, and that's why people are just helplessly falling for the lower taste. So, we can always blame. People hope against hope, the new government will come, अच्छे दिन आएंगे. अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं. Yesterday in the symposium, somebody was saying how the campaign is made. Political parties, they strategize. People believe अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, and they vote. Unless our consciousness changes, unless our... One thing is very clear, you all can relate with this. We always think that if I achieve this, I'll be happy. A small story. There was a person, a king living in a palace, but somehow he was not happy. Always, sad, morose. Even though he was living in a palace, had everything, all the opulence, all the luxuries, everything at his beck and call, but not happy. And whenever he would come on his balcony, he could see at a distance, there was one small hut made of thatched roof. And the person staying, that farmer who was staying in that hut, whenever he would walk, he would just be fully jubilant, smiling, happy, singing, dancing. So the king became jealous, became envious. What is this? I have everything and I am not happy. This person is smiling. This happened with me also. When I was, my father was in public sector, we used to live in a big bungalow. And, everything was there, all facilities was there. Somehow exam time, lot of stress, tension, anxiety. And there was one servant in servant quarter. He would be coming and then he would have a transistor and he would put some film song and he would smile. And I used to also feel, he's smiling, he's happy, living in a servant quarter. We're living in a big bungalow, and same is the case with most of the people. Don't think Mukesh Ambani is fully happy, although he may show. Same is the case with everyone. Because real happiness is a different commodity. Money cannot buy that. Money is important for, money can buy us lot of goods, lot of materials, lot of things, but not necessarily person who has money is happy. So this person would walk out of his house and he was very happy, always singing, smiling. So the king became envious. So he asked his minister, how is it that I am not happy, I have everything, I am living in a palace and this person has nothing, but he seems to be smiling. So the minister immediately looked at the king, looks like he has not joined the 99 club. So the king had heard of Rotary Club, Lions Club. What is this 99 club? So he said, I will show you what is 99 club. and what it means to join 99 Club. So then this minister took a bag of 99 gold coins and one night quietly went and placed this bag outside the door of this hut. So next morning, the farmer, he came out of the house. He saw something very unusual just outside the door. He saw a bag. He became curious. He picked up the bag. He opened the bag and he was delighted. Gold coins. He didn't know how many. So when you get something, some lottery, so curiosity is that, okay, how much? How much? So he started opening the bag, started counting the coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last coin, it was 99. So he said, something is wrong. One coin is missing. Generally, if you get a bundle of notes also, it could be either 100. So, many times you don't even count. Somebody says this is a bundle of 100. It's 100 notes. So he counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last coin he counted 99. So you should be happy or sad? He became sad. Where is the 100th gold coin? Who took it? Where did it go? So then he said, it doesn't matter. Maybe Lord wants me to work hard to get it. So till then he had lived a very carefree life, happy-go-lucky, merry life. And then from that day onwards, he started working hard to earn enough money so that he can collect enough money, buy a gold coin and have the satisfaction and happiness that he has 100 gold coins. Earlier he used to very leisurely come out of his house. Whatever time he would feel, he would work and then come back, relax. And then now, he would go out of his house early in the morning, 8 o'clock, work very hard, come back late, stressed, anxiety. And the king noticed that from his balcony. Suddenly, what has happened to him? There's no longer smile on his face. He's always stressed out, coming back late to his house. So the minister, now he has joined the 99 Club. So all of us can laugh, but we are also part of this 99 Club. What is 99 Club? 99 Club means you have 99 things to be happy. 99 things in your life which are good to be grateful for, to be happy, to be delighted, to be thankful, to thank Lord. Krishna, you have given me so much. But we are crying, waiting for one thing to happen when we will be happy, when we will go back to Krishna and say, thank you Krishna, you have given me so much. If that is our state, we will never be happy. And most of us are not grateful at times, even as devotees, sulking, finding faults, criticizing, blaming, blaspheming. How will we experience higher taste? Higher taste is not just, okay, chanting is very important, reading is very important, but what do we do the rest of our day? Are we always sulking, complaining, blaming, finding faults, cursing people, cursing others, cursing the environment, cursing the traffic? Or counting our blessings. Krishna, you're so kind. Krishna, you're so merciful. Prabhupada, you have given me so much. You have given me the holy name. I am so rich. I am so fortunate. I have everything in this world. So, it is very important that we count our blessings. We be grateful to Krishna for giving us so much. Yes, all of us may be lacking something. Everyone will be lacking something. Something may be missing. Something, yes, we may also have some goals. I want to achieve this, be this, do this, have this. That's okay, that's fine. We are not saying that life should be completely bland. Yes, we should be contented with what we have, and for the sake of doing good to others, We should have some goals. Prabhupada also had aspirations. There's nothing wrong in having aspirations. I have to distribute more books, reach out to more people, open more temples. But goals not because I'm lacking something. And with the hope, with the desire that one day when I have that, I'll be happy. Then it's a rat race and there is no end to it. I remember when I was in 10th, my father used to tell me, if you get good marks in 10th, your life is done. Then, everyone is laughing because you have also heard from your parents. Then same thing repeated in 12th. But 12th, it was with more force. Beta, this is the time when you get in good engineering college, then whether 4 years, 5 years, at least you'll be an engineer. But after you get into engineering college, it's a rat race. Always, there is a book written by a professor in MIT who did his studies in MIT and later on he became a professor, and he has written a book on happiness. And he says, when I went to MIT, I was very excited because it's the most elite college, the best of the students from all over the world getting into it it's a very prestigious college. Some of you have heard of MIT. So he says, I was very happy. And when I took admission, all the students were so happy. We had the welcome address and everyone was so happy. Our life was done. In 7 days, that happiness was gone. And then in that book, he shares the statistics. He says, about 30% students in MIT go through phases of depression. And some 8% of that depressed students get into such heavy depression that they even are not able to continue with their studies. And then he did research on this subject called happiness to find out why is it that people are not happy even though they are in such prestigious college. All the people who would pass out from MIT would get, the best of jobs and best of companies, earn the best of salaries. Why they are not happy? Then he said, we are working with a paradigm that if I get this, I'll be happy. Just like if I get admission in MIT, I'll be happy. That happiness will last for few days. If I get promotion, I'll be happy. If I get a child, I'll be happy. For few days, you'll be happy. If I get a new car, I'll be happy. If I get a bungalow, I'll be happy. But as a soul, Atma, we are looking for a different happiness. We are Sat, Chit, Ananda. Constitutional happiness is a different commodity. That's why Prabhupada emphasizes spiritual happiness. Material happiness, spiritual happiness. Higher taste comes when we are relishing spiritual happiness. And when we relish spiritual happiness, we'll be able to give up material happiness. That's why many of us would have come across when we take up Krishna consciousness, automatically our inclination for going for movies, going for some restaurants outside, it automatically goes down. So that professor, in that book, he writes that how this paradigm is, if I get this, I'll be happy. If I get this, I'll be happy. The paradigm should be different. The paradigm should be that I already have so much. If I am not happy with whatever I have, 99 things which I have, what is the guarantee if I get the 100th thing, I'll be happy? So as devotees, we should always recognize that how much Prabhupada Krishna has given us, how much blessed we are, how much fortunate we are, what all we have. We have the highest gift, Nama Chintamani, touchstone. If we are not happy, if we are not sad, the problem is with us, problem is with our thinking, problem is with our mindset. It's not with anyone else. So to recap, whatever we discussed, Kali Yuga, it's in full force. We as devotees have to protect ourselves. Prabhupada, Krishna has given us a lot of tools, lot of higher taste, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We have to do our sadhana nicely, protect ourselves, insulate ourselves, experience this higher taste, and try our best to help others. That is what Prabhupada is expecting from us. That will make our human form of life successful. We'll stop here. Anyone has any question, anything like to ask? One question probably we can do.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. From many years I had a desire that I should attend Kumbh Mela, like 99 Club.
Kumbh Mela.
Kumbh Mela. Because my father was in a traveling job, so he used to go Allahabad, now called Prayagraj. So now when I come here, today I feel it's Kumbh Mela. The reason is that the Ganga of Harinam is flowing and the various sadhus of Hare Krishna movement are here due to the synopsis. So I feel that I have received my Kumbh Mela today here, in spite of my being in 99 Club.
I'll get a curse of avoiding you of Kumbh Mela. So we have to understand 99 Club thoroughly. You should not say, I'll not go to Vrindavan because I got going to pilgrimage. Everything has a place, right? So we have to see it properly. We should aspire for the right things. We cannot be desireless. The goal is not to be like a stone. Stone is very peaceful, very calm, no agitation, sitting in one place. But we are not like stones. So our Krishna conscious philosophy is not to be, is to have desires, but right kind of desires. So one may have a desire that I should go to Kumbh Mela and, have bathe in Ganges, associate with devotees. It can be a bona fide desire. May not be necessarily, because unless you go there, you will not be happy. Just we need variety, we need association of devotees. It's a human need also to travel. So little bit intelligently we have to see. Some desires are bona fide desires. Like Prabhupada, he had so many desires. Spiritual desires we can have. I want this. I want this temple to be built. So we have to little bit be careful. Sometimes we can think that any desire is wrong. We can have desire which are authorized and which are bona fide. We'll stop here. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.